What's good, Washington fans? So it's day 5 of training camp. Thank you guys for rocking with me. So we got some injury updates here. Jonathan Allen has a hamstring injury. That's from Ron Rivera. And then also Jamin Davis was poked in the eye. That sounds pretty painful. So he was out today, did not practice. As we know, Deron Payne is on the COVID list now. So that's another defensive lineman on the COVID list, Matt Ioannidis. And Deron Payne tweeted last night that he does not have COVID. So he let that be known. Matt Ioannidis, I don't think he has COVID either, actually. So both of those guys were out today. John Allen was on the sideline. So the defensive line had a lot of guys out. We do have a deep defensive line, but we don't want to see our guys missing practice, missing reps, different things like that. But other guys are getting opportunities. But I really hope this COVID stuff doesn't come back to bite us in the butt during the season. So Kyle Allen was on the sidelines as well, and then a defensive back named Chris Miller was working out on the side field as well. Cornelius Lucas was on the field today. He did practice. He was on the field today. He was shadowing rookie right tackle Sam Cosmi during pre-practice offensive line work. So remember, the battle between Sam Cosmi and Cornelius Lucas is one of the top training camp battles for that starting right tackle spot. We know Charles Leno is going to be the starting left tackle day one or game one, but there's really supposed to be a legitimate training camp battle between Sam Cosmi and Cornelius Lucas. Now, Sam Cosmi has struggled a bit. He is a rookie and is going up against the top defensive end duo in the NFL, or a top 3, top 5 defensive end duo, and Montez Sweat, who had another great day, who was just dominating like he always is, and Chase Young. So this is a great learning experience for Sam Cosmi. He's going to get his butt kicked a lot by these two guys, and it is what it is. He's going to get his butt kicked. It's a learning experience for him. He's a rookie. There's going to be growing pains. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of letting Morgan Moses go, but I understand because Sam Cosmi is going to be really good, in my opinion. Second round pick, has a great potential, super athletic, but we'll see how it shakes out. There's going to be some growing pains, a lot of learning experiences. Once again, Montez Sweat has been kicking his butt, and Montez Sweat has been letting it be known. He's been talking trash. Him and Chase Young have not held back anything from the rookie, and this is a learning experience for Sam Cosmi. This is what it's going to be. So per Sam 48, he says, per NFL rules, Lucas can remain on the list for a few days after he returns to practice, so the team can give him a ramp-up period. He will work with the trainers and not the team during today's practice, per a Washington football team spokesman. So that's the deal on Cornelius Lucas. Steven Montez will get extra work because Kyle Allen is on the sideline, so there's a lot of Steven Montez fans out there, so he's going to get some quarterback work today, so that's good to see. David Bada and Tim Settle get work with the first team since guys are out. And, Jonathan Allen still working on the side field as well. Jimmy Moreland getting first team reps. This is from Rhiannon Walker. So Jimmy Moreland, the people's corner, doing his thing on the first team. Had a great year last year as being the slot corner. This is from Zach Selby. He says, another nice run by Lamar Miller. The veteran running back has been stacking good days since camp began. So let's not sleep on Lamar Miller. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he makes this roster, the former Texans running back. Zach Selby also says, man, Jared Patterson showed some great vision on that run, made a juke at the line of scrimmage that resulted in a big gain. Shout out to my guy, Jared Patterson, he's doing his thing. I've noticed, and Zach Selby says, I've noticed how good Dax Milne is at catching passes away from his body. I've heard he has nice hands, but it's nice to see him stretch and bend to make receptions. So wide receiver battle is really, really tough, man. We got a lot of guys that can make this roster. Dax Milne, DeAndre Carter is turning heads and impressing people every day. You got Dax Milne, who can return punts and make catches, make plays. Saw what he did at BYU. He could be a slot receiver for years to come. So that 6 or 7 spot, there's a lot of competition there at the wide receiver position. Zach Selby says, more from Lamar Miller. Not only has he been running well, but he's also got some impressive acceleration. Made a catch earlier in on 9-on-9s and turned on the keys to get some separation from the linebacker. So we would love to see that from Lamar Miller, getting some catches out the backfield. We saw it last year with J.D. McKissick. We want to see it more from Antonio Gibson, but the more the merrier. Zach Selby also said, for those wondering, Antonio Gibson had a great run down the sideline, ran with strength, and looked exactly how you would expect him to. So that's for the people who are concerned about the turf toe. Antonio Gibson has looked very good so far. Also from Zach Selby, J.D. McKissick got open on a dump-off pass from Fitzpatrick, and Montez Sweat hawked him down. That 4.4 speed is in action. So Montez Sweat has been a dog. He's been an animal, and I think he's going to take even another leap. I think he was the breakout player of the year on the defensive side, getting 9.5 sacks. He had 7 his rookie year, then 9.5 last year. I'm expecting 10 or more, especially in 17 games. If he stays healthy all 17 games, I think he's a guy that can get 12 to 13 sacks this upcoming year. You see the speed, he's learning, he's getting better. This is his third year, and I think he's starting to get everything and just, soak everything, all the knowledge. Him and Chase Young, they feed off each other. They just make each other better. So Montez Sweat, the sky's the limit for him. This defense is going to be nasty. Rhiannon Walker giving Sam Cosmi some praise here with a nice kick out block on the edge to spring Antonio Gibson for a 15-yard run, and he went completely untouched. So Sam Cosmi's learning, man. It's going to be growing pains. She also says that defensive tackle Devereaux Lawrence getting time with the first team. That's the guy who in the video with Chase Young was mocking him and making fun of him. He was like, let's have a good day, guys. Have a good day. Let's have a good practice. Remember that when Chase Young was making fun of Devereaux Lawrence. Jamin Davis is standing on the sideline. I haven't seen him yet. That's because of the eye thing, him being poked in the eye. Khaleke Hudson has been getting work with the first team. So that's good to hear. Khaleke Hudson, he's supposed to be in that big nickel, that Viper role. We want to see a lot out of him. Showed some potential last year and some flashes. A guy that can play in coverage, a guy that can rush the passer. So got some big expectations. He's one of my breakout player of the year candidates for this year. Khaleke Hudson is. Zach Selby, AGG sighting here. Back-to-back grabs from AGG. First one working against William Jackson III and got separation at the last second. Second one was against Ben St. Juice and reached out to make the catch before falling out of bounds. So AGG, this is what we want to see. He struggled last year. He gave thanks to the coaches for having some patience with him this year, this offseason. So we'll see what he can do. He's 6'3", 6'4". He's very athletic, did gymnastics. He has the athletic tools. He just has to create some separation. And if Ryan Fitzpatrick gives him a 50-50 chance, he has to go up and get it. So this is what he did against William Jackson III. Very good competition against our number one cornerback, a very physical cornerback in William Jackson III. So we know AGG can do the Rubik's Cube, but we got to see him get out there and make some plays. Ben St. Juice was in coverage. So the punt returners today from Zach Selby was Dax Milne, DeAndre Carter, Steve Sims Jr., Isaiah Wright, and Danny Johnson. So Danny Johnson added to the list. He did a pretty good job last year. Returning punts, returning kicks. He just caught the football. That's what we need. Last year we struggled with punt returns. A lot of fumbles and whatnot. Steve Sims and Isaiah Wright. Danny Johnson got some run-in with the ones today. This is from Rhiannon Walker. Chase Young pushed Charles Leno back, and Montez Sweat met him on the other side for a Ryan Fitzpatrick sandwich. Didn't even try throwing the football. So the Sack brothers are getting after it. And then Montez Sweat said, this is from Rhiannon Walker. Montez Sweat said, and I quote, "You don't want no effing smoke, boy." So you didn't want no smoke. That's what Chase Young's saying. Montez Sweat, you don't want no smoke. So he's out there dominating and talking trash and kicking guys' butts right now. That's why I love Montez Sweat. I'm so happy we got him. He was the steal of the draft. He was not supposed to be there where we got him at pick 26. He was not supposed to fall that far. Jordan Kiniskis, I'm sorry, I butchered his last name, came barreling through the offensive line for what would have been a sack of Taylor Heineke. This is from Rhiannon Walker. So guys being out, guys like Jordan K, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his last name. He's getting reps and he's taking advantage of it. So Taylor Heineke struggled today. I heard he struggled on Saturday as well. He threw on back-to-back plays. He threw what should have been interceptions. So Cole Luke had one in his hands and dropped it, and then Jeremy Reeves had one in his hands and dropped it. Chris Harris made these guys do push-ups. Basically, you don't like nice things. You don't like nice things. That's what Chris Harris always says. So my guy Taylor Heineke, he's got to do better. I heard he did better towards the end of practice, though. Chase Young was giving a little encouragement to Steven Montez here, who's been getting more reps. He says, "Let's go, Big Steve." Young said it's Steven Montez who followed up with a pass to Calvin Harmon, which Young says that was a dart, number 6. Landon Collins with another impressive pass breakup on a pass to Logan Thomas, came from across the field and knocked the ball away and got some praise from his teammates for it. So Landon Collins is looking good, man. I like it a lot. Randall Walker says a pitch out to J.D. McKissick, who gets a couple of nice blocks and rushes into the end zone for a score. Shout out to my guy J.D. McKissick. This is towards the end of practice here. Taylor Heineke dropping dimes, puts a pretty ball right in DeAndre Carter's breadbasket, working on an outright to the side of the end zone. Got his foot in. Next play hits a wide open Steven Sims Jr., who caught the football. I like it for an easy touchdown pass. So back-to-back red zone drills, touchdown passes from Taylor Heineke. He looks good out there today, but I heard he struggled a little bit on Saturday, and then he struggled a little bit earlier today with the back-to-back, which should have been interceptions. So DeAndre Carter's been balling, man. He's been turning heads. Like I said, he's been very impressive. So he's a guy that I think is going to make this roster. I thought it was going to be 5 or 6, but I think it's going to be 7 receivers now. I really do. Steven Sims playing well. Steven Sims is shifty. He's fast. We all know this. He's very explosive. He can make plays, but he's just got to be consistent and catch the football. So we know how talented Steven Sims is. He's just got to do it. He's just got to catch football. Rhiannon Walker says final period of first 11 versus 11. Montez Sweat drives Sam Cosmi back. Cosmi tries pushing to the edge, but Sweat uses his long arm to tag Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's the thing. Montez, he's just an athletic freak. You see how long his arms are, the wingspan, how tall he is, how fast he is. It's just unfair for left tackles and right tackles. It really is. So Sam Cosmi, it's tough, but he's learning from the best. This is what he needs to get better. But Montez Sweat is really giving this guy problems. So yeah, Ron Rivera said John Allen has slight hamstring injury and Jamin Davis was poked in the eye and has an infection. So that is rough. So hoping for a speedy recovery for my guy Jamin Davis. Ron Rivera said that Antonio Gibson has bounced back from his turf toe from last season. Said it hampered him a little in OTAs, but he looked good so far. Also, he said that Khaleke Hudson is a player that believed deserved a longer look. Khaleke Hudson is playing that role that linebacker Shaq Thompson played for him in North Carolina. In Carolina, they have about 5 different players rolling in and out of the Buffalo nickel position. So, also an update with the quarterback competition, or competition air quotes. I hope it's a real competition. But Zach Selby said both quarterbacks had good practices today. No, Ron Rivera said both quarterbacks had good practices today. Ron Rivera said, mentioned how Fitz is getting more comfortable and Heineke is picking up where he left off. So that's good here. And then he also said Cole Holcomb is having an excellent camp. You saw the potential last year, but it's really played out over the past few days. So Cole Holcomb had a one-handed interception the other day. I did talk about that a little bit, but man, Cole Holcomb's getting better each year. So he could be, I'm not really going to say he's a breakout player because he kind of already broke out, but he could definitely be an improved, like a most improved player. Antonio Gibson said the place he felt the lingering effects of his turf toe the most was when he made cuts. Now that is not an issue. He's continuing to work on his fundamentals as a runner. That's from Rhiannon Walker. So that's another update on Antonio Gibson. This is from Blake Lewis Jr. This is what I thought was pretty funny. Well, not funny, but William Jackson III said that wide receiver Terry McLaurin is way better now than when they faced each other when he was with Cincinnati. He mentioned that they both are making each other daily by competing. So that's scary to say that he's better than what they did, than what Terry was last year. Terry had a darn good year last year. So if he's way better than what he was last year, the sky is the limit for Terry McLaurin. Also, William Jackson III threw some shade at the Bengals. He said it's been great just to play behind those guys. All of them guys are first-round talents. Talking about Chase Young, Daron Payne, John Allen, Montez Sweat, all the first-round picks that he's playing behind now. They get after the quarterback, so it's making my job easier for a change. So basically, he threw some shade at the Cincinnati Bengals or Bungles defensive line because they didn't get a lot of pressures. They didn't get a lot of sacks. And then you look at the Washington football team, we got a whole bunch of sacks and pressures last year. So he said making my job easier for a change. So guys who always come here, they always throw shade at their former teams. Landon Collins with the Giants threw shade at the Giants all the time. Even Eric Flowers, he threw shade at the Giants too. So players who come here, they always throw shade at former teams. So, but William Jackson, I just wanted to go out there and do it and take advantage of the opportunity. Take advantage of playing behind this nasty defensive line, which I think he will. Some good notes on Charles Leno. He doesn't look as big as a traditional left tackle, but there's a lot of strength there. This is what Michael Phillips said as well. So that's good to hear about Charles Leno. So that's about it for today. I'm really hoping this COVID stuff, I hope there's not an outbreak. The first preseason game is August 12th. Today is the 2nd, so it's 10 days away, so I can't wait. So it's going to be here before you know it. It's going kind of slow because I wanted to hurry up, but at the same time, next thing you know, it's going to be August 12th, Thursday night, and we're going to have our first preseason game. So I'm hoping it's not canceled or anything like that, knock on wood, or anything like that, or any of our players are out for the real regular season games for our first game, which is in September. So I can't wait. But the quarterback battle, we'll see how it goes with Heineke and Fitzpatrick. It looks like Fitzpatrick is the front runner right now, and that is his team so far from what I've heard in week 1 and going into today. But Montez Sweat is a dog. He's just dominating. All right, y'all, hail to the football team. Peace.